What's going on, y'all? This is Q Ortiz, your local San Diego massage therapist, musician, and artist. And I thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well. I'm on here because I got a question. Someone was interested in how to separate when they want something because they're hungry, because they're detoxing, or if they're going too fast with the detox. And that's where we're separating the idea of when you're detoxing and there's a substance in your body that's being eliminated, but then you're craving it because it's going back through your system, or if you're just craving that mucus forming item in your transition. So, how I separate it is how we're speaking. Say, if I'm eating more fruit in a situation or just being more mucus free, then that's where I'll observe where I am in my transition. And then if I'm craving the mucus forming item in a nature that is not controlled and it's not in the methodology of how I would eat and the order of foods I would eat, that's where I would look at it as something that I'm detoxing. And if it's a mucus forming item that I'm craving while I'm transitioning, and if it's in the system, in the methodology of eating these foods in this specific order, then if I get to the end of eating and I'm craving that item, or already I'm craving it but I'm putting it into the way I'm eating, into the vegetables or something like that, that's where I would view it as just a part of the transition. You're just wanting that food because that's where you're at, and it's okay if that's okay with you. Different ways. You also ask, how would I deal with it? And with the detoxing element, that's specifically where the enemas come into place. Like with the mucusless diet healing system, they can come into place to flush out your system so you're not craving those items, because if the items in there, then you'll continue to crave them, and that'll be the continual cycle. So that's where those come into play. So if you're doing those, then that would be the tool there. And full disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional in that way at all. I'm just answering a question I saw here about the mucusless diet healing system. And then the way to deal with the other part, just craving a mucus forming item in my transition, it depends on what that item is. And say if it was, say, like some processed food, right? Like, let's say if it was like a Beyond or something, right, like that. I haven't tried any of that, and I don't plan on it. But just say, like, if I was curious, thinking about it, like, man, I hear a lot of people talk about it. So I'll go to the supermarket, I'll be there while I'm shopping, and I'll just look at all the different foods. I take my time. So even if I'm craving certain foods, I take my time. I just go through all the items, look at the ingredients. I just read through the ingredients, look for I'm currently, and I'm this is my practice right now. Just, I'm not eating salt, I don't eat sugar, I'm not having oil in my food. So I just look at the different foods and see what they have added in it. Usually, especially those Beyond and all that, they have salt. So I already knocks it off my list of foods that I'll specifically go to. And then I just go down the list and find what works for me. Which foods can I eat that will satisfy that mucus craving, and then go from there, move according to there. And eventually, I mentioned this on one of my Instagram posts on my Ortiz Health page, where eventually that mucus formant item is going to go. Your body is going to let you know it's it's not going to tolerate this item anymore. So how I end up dealing with that in the transition is just letting it go when it's that time, when it's just I can't do this anymore. I'm feeling whether it's in my joints or yeah, I say more in the joints, how I feel energy wise. Sometimes the mucus forming foods, they're usually heavier, so they have their effect. They do their thing. It's mucus. So it's not the most positive, but if it gets to just the level that's intolerable where it just doesn't make sense to continue on with that food, that's where yeah, I just make that shift and see if I can get more into a mucusless mode and then continue on with that journey. So it's a journey. I hope I answer your question here, and I appreciate everyone watching. If you want to check out my pages, you could follow me on QRT's Health, QRT's Music, QRT's Art. I have the clothing brand richrightsociety.com. You could check out like this is one design. I didn't put it on any of the clothing yet. Let me know if you digging that. But I do have on the website some hand drawn. This is hand drawn. So hand drawn designs put onto the sweaters and shirts and bags. I have a mucus free bag if you're interested in that. And thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So until next time, do leave me a question, leave a comment. Let me know you out there. If you like this video, click like, leave a comment below, and click subscribe, and we can vibe. Peace out.